Okay, Kurt. Goalkeeper coach legend in Stavanger, Norway, and probably there's many outside of Norway that know you as well. You've been coaching me since I was 11, 12.
Yeah, I think so. That was the first day I saw you and met you. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a privilege to have you on. You have so much knowledge about goalkeeping, especially. So I guess you have some topics that you would like to talk about today.
Yeah, as you said, I have been in it for many years, starting back in '92, and that was the first year of the back pass rule, and so my playing career was before that. And when I played, I could pick the back passes up with my hands, so everything was new, and I was new in the top football environment then. So and from then many things have changed. So I'm always interested in new things, trends, how to transfer it into my training. So yeah, maybe we can talk a little bit of that from '92 to today.
Can you give us a bit of context about some names that you've coached during your career? You have especially one big name and that's played in Tottenham.
Yeah, you think about Erik Thorstvedt.
Yeah.
But he was a little bit before my time in Viking. But the season in England stopped maybe in April, and then the international matches and qualifying continue through May. And when he came home to Stavanger, he also called me to Kurt, can we train? So my training with him was in these periods. And but at first, when I start coaching in '92, we need a new goalkeeper for the next season, '93, and then that was Thomas Myhre, and he went to Everton to replace the big Neville Southall, and I don't mean big in body, big, but he was a big name and in Everton and in British football, and and after that, Rune Jarstein, he went to Bundesliga, Hertha Berlin. Two big names, but there have been many goalkeepers from Viking making it international. You are one of them, not direct from Viking, out, but you went to Belgium. You are also one of them, and I think through this club, I think maybe 15 national goalkeepers have coming through our system. So, and many of them still playing, and they earn money. They are full timers. So that's very nice.
Yeah, it's no doubt that you've been doing an amazing job, especially for the goalkeepers coming up from Viking. You have me, you have Arild Østbø, Aslak Falk, even Østbø. So there's hundreds of games in the top league in Norway and also abroad. But how would you characterize your coaching philosophy? Do you have a specific philosophy, or do you shape it as you go along?
Yeah, I think you need to shape it, because if you go back again from the starting, it was yeah, you trained the goalkeepers and you coached the goalkeepers, but you coached them and trained them and you used exercises from earlier days. And then at some point, for me, I met Frans Hoek, and he's a big name, and for me, he's my mentor. And from the first time I met him, it was an eye-opener, a big eye-opener. And I want to learn more because he put the goalkeeper in the context of the team. And the next time I met him, it was I realized what I've learned from the first meeting. It was nothing. Yeah. It's so big. It's so big. And then I started getting books, video cassettes. It was back from VHS, as we said. Yeah. And there was nothing to get from. It was before YouTube and everything. And then I started to look at the goalkeeper's job within the team, and that's a total different from only thinking about the goalkeeper. Because if you look back before me again, for the 50s, 60s, and 70s, it was the head coach did everything. He has an assistant, so he was the goalkeeping coach, training coach, but he didn't know what to do, but he did something. And if you go to the 17th, 18th, then the assistant coach was introduced, but he was not the goalkeeper coach. He was an assistant coach, but he did a sort of goalkeeping, but he was told from the goalkeepers what to do. And then if you then go to the 18 and 90s, the goalkeeper coach was introduced, but he was a kind of a mobile coach. He traveled from club to club and trained the goalkeepers. Hard work. After that, the 19th to now, then the goalkeeper coach was introduced. So when I started in the back again, 92, I was not a full-timer. It was beside 100% job. So it was not before 2008 I was a full professional goalkeeper coach. So it have changed. So the goalkeeper coach job it's not it's only 35-40 years. No, so everything have changed a lot. The knowledge is much bigger. The respect is much bigger, and the goalkeeper's job is big. When I played, it was, you had the ball, or the opponent had the ball. You played to score, to win, and you played to have a clean sheet, to don't let in goals. And then in Norway was Drillo, the famous coach, introduced the breakdowns. So it went from having the ball, or the opponent had the ball, to the transition moments for the goalkeepers as well. What to do when you had the ball or you don't have it, but when you lose the ball or you win the ball, what to do. So it was much bigger. And then in Norway, we had the FA introduced, we say A1, A2, A3. That's attacking one, when you build up, and the creation, and then when you score goals, and then defending, F, as we say, forsvar, defending, D1, D2, D3, and then was high press. Was introduced the medium block, low block, and the transitions between that, build-up phase, and then creation phase, finishing phase, and then the offensive transitions. So the workload for the goalkeepers now are so big. So from I started, it was easy. It was only goalkeeping training. but now you have to think about everything inside football. You are the goalkeeper, a part of the team. He was outside the team. Something good come out from it because you had to think yourself. You have to learn the hard way, the tough way. If you're going through the academy system now, as a player, a goalkeeper player, you have many coaches around you, and they will help you. They can answer all the questions you have. My questions, I had to find the answers by myself. So that's also part of the changes. Yeah. So it's not the same anymore.
The way the game evolves, I feel that the game evolves in a really fast pace at the moment. Also, the criteria for the goalkeeper, what the demands on the goalkeeper are so huge. So for the younger goalkeepers coming up, those who have aspirations and dreams of playing on the highest level, in your mind, how should they train and prepare for what they will face in the grown-up game? Because I think even from my age, when I was younger, from when I was coming up, there was some demands that was required from me when I was going to play at the highest level. But now I feel they almost have to be able to do everything. Like one criteria, like being the shot stopper or being the guy who's just good at one or two things, will not take you far anymore. So how should they approach the game, and how should they train, in your opinion?
Yeah, the training of the goalkeeper have changed, of course, and the training of the modern goalkeeper is totally different than before, and that's good. But I see some black clouds behind, because what I see now is the lack of good technique for the top goalkeepers as well, because the way you train, you have very many repetitions of game moments, but you have less repetitions of the technique. So old days, not good old days, but old days, it was about technique, and then it changed to have the game-related exercises. You have to look at the game, create exercises, and you give you something, of course, but you lose something. So when I see goalkeepers playing now, they have saves. You don't believe it, but I know why they can do it, because it's from the training ground. But then you see goals going in, and then you understand why, because it's from the training ground. Yeah. They miss something and they win something. And I think to look at the young players then, because the demands are so big. But everyone tried to be the perfect one. They tried to be Alisson. They tried to be Neuer. And no one can be that, because there's only one Alisson, only one Ederson, only one Neuer, only one Buffon. You have to look at yourself, because there is a club, there's a place, there's a coach that need that special goalkeeper. To explain it a little bit more, if you look to England then, look to Newcastle, Pope, he's not a modern goalkeeper, but he's one of the best in what he's doing. Look at Oblak. Yeah, he's one of the best, but he can't do everything. But he know what he can do, and he do it. And he know what he can't do, and he don't try to do it. So we try to, through the academy, we try to build up goalkeepers doing everything, because you have back again, there was the goalkeeper. He was a goalkeeper. I was a goalkeeper. And then you start looking at sweeper goalkeeper. And then you have two kind of goalkeepers. And then you're starting looking at the modern way. Yeah, you need a goalkeeper who could play. So you have line goalkeeper, good stopping shoot stopper, and then the standard goalkeeper. He has a little bit of everything. And then the sweeper goalkeeper, the playing goalkeeper. And the new thing now is a goal player. And I think that's a good description of the goalkeeper nowadays, because he's 1 of 11. And then you said the demands is so big. But then when you talk about demands, it's not the robots, it's human beings. So everyone is a kind of normal. But to be on the highest level, you need an X factor as well. But you need to know yourself what X factor you bring it. What can you bring it into it? And when you start looking at how good are the goalkeepers and how much success do they have when you rip it up, or what you will open it to see how many saves do a goalkeeper need to do, and how big is the saves percent. So in snitt in Norwegian, it's
on average.
Average. It's for the best one. It's in Champions League. It's 66.5. And if you look, I have 3,000 matches on the Champions League, World Cup, and everything. It's 67. And you talk about you need a goalkeeper who saves everything. Yeah, but you will never get him.
Doesn't happen.
No, he will 10 shots at goal. He will save 6, 7, but you will still let him 3 on average. And you need to play. You need your feet. Yeah, how many passes do a goalkeeper play during a match? At top level is 36. And if you then split it up, long passes, medium long passes, and short passes, and see how many. And you think about, they play a lot of short passes. No, they don't. They play 3 short passes, only 3. On average. And then you look at long passes. They will play 14, and medium 19. And then you look at, but they need to hit the target. They need to hit the player. Yeah, they hit 81% of every pass they hit. But if you look at long passes, it's only 53%. So that means the best one miss 47%. So tell your goalkeeper, I'm happy if you hit half of it, but you don't do that. He expects that you want him to hit every pass. And when they play short passes, they hit 98%. But what I think is fantastic is when they play the medium passes, they hit still 98%. So they're very good, 98%. They hit the target, they hit their player, they keep the ball in the team all the time. That's the new goalkeeper for me. It's because there's a lot of thinking when you play. If you look at the task, you have to be good at goal defending, and then they expect the goalkeeper to take care of the space inside the box, and then also outside the box as a sweeper keeper, and then they should be ready for the transition moments when they lose the ball, so they have to go outside to maybe get a long pass. They have to get inside to get the cross, inside to defend the goal, shots, 1v1, headers. And then if you look at when you have the ball, always be in position to support, always be in the position if you miss the ball, so they can't score directly. But then again, be in the position to intercept the pass with your feet. And space defending, sweeping, crosses, long balls with your feet, as I said. Goal defending is big, many situations inside the box. And when you have the ball, as I said, hit 81%. But you have to know what is expected from you, because it's a stressing position. Football is stressing for every player, but for the goalkeepers, there is they live with big expectations, and they know it.
Yeah. Do you think we have more stress when we play than as a winger or as a striker? Do you think we have more mental stress, or do you think it is at the same level?
I don't.
Maybe different type of stress.
Yeah. That was I was thinking about, because I think every player feel the pressure, but if you miss a ball as a goalkeeper, everyone see it. But if you miss a pass as a midfielder, or you miss a chance as an attacker, you only wait for the next moment. And then if you miss 3 and you score the last goal and you win the game, you are the hero. And the goalkeepers, they hate to lose. They hate to let in goals. The attackers, they love to score. So it's so different. They can miss 3 chances, but if they score the 4th one, they celebrate and they're heroes.
Yeah.
But if the goalkeepers, if they lose, they are so sad. But if you lose and still score, I think there's someone still happy out there, but never the goalie. No.
And it's crazy also. Us as goalkeepers, we can make 2 magnificent saves within the first 10 minutes, and you're leading 1-0. But then, if in the 93rd minute they score and you make a big mistake, no one will remember the 2 big saves you made within the first 10 minutes. But if the striker miss 3 big chances during the first half, and it's 0-0, and it's 10 minutes left, and he score, we win 1-0. All they remember is the goal he scores.
The big moment. Yeah. But I think it's from the start when the goalkeepers are young, because I had a goalkeeper after the first training with the club. I asked him what I'm happy with. I should save that goal. Do you hear what I'm saying? What I'm happy with? Then he couldn't answer me, because he's not used to that thinking. I think you have to put so much energy in the success and less with your failure, because it's so easy to overthink. It's so easy to overthink, and because when I played, no one knew. But if you play now, everyone knew. because it's TV, and millions will see what you are doing.
Social media, podcasts discussing your performance.
Yeah. Everyone, and they have a meaning of it, and today it's black and white. They love you or hate you. It's there's nothing in between. No. One day they love you, the day after they hate you.
Yeah. So, but besides all the technical skills that's required to be a great goalkeeper, you often talk about the X factor and being a leader. When you scout goalkeepers, is this something that you use a lot of time on maybe learning how he is as a person, how he is as a character, or is it or do you learn more about the person when he comes into the club and into the dressing room? Where do you when you scout a goalkeeper, where do you put how much weight do you put on the technique and the tactical skills, and how much is the character and the person and how he is, as a character?
Yeah, it's a good question. For me, it's when I see the goalkeeper the first time. That's only the eyes, and I look at the person. How is he's presenting himself? How is he in goal? That's the first thing I look at, the personality. Do they trust him? What happen if he let an easy goal? I always so to say want to see it, because I'm looking for goalkeepers who forget. And after that I look for the insight, the tactical thing. Is he a player? Can I see he make good decisions? And then I look at the speed, because the game today is so fast. So you need to move. You need to move. Of course, the technique. I look at the technique, but you can work with the technique. The personality is different. It needs time, a lot of talking. It's difficult to change that. You are the person you are. I say you have to be an actor to be a goalkeeper, and when you go out there, you have to put your Anders into the dressing room. You have to be the goalkeeper Anders when you play, because that's different. You have to think about how you present the yourself. When you go out there, you have to look as the world best goalkeeper. And I think if you look again today, there's too many. They are the same, because I don't think they think of it. And when you are hard to them, they are sad. It happens something inside the head. And then I have to tell them, you have to put your ego into the dressing room, and when you go out, you have to be the goalkeeper with a different ego. And when you come in again, that you can be the lover boy, but you have to be tough when you are out there, because it's mentally it's so tough. If you fail, they kill you. And if you overthink it, you kill yourself.
True.
So you have to be so tough in the head. And,
Do you think this is a big challenge for coaches nowadays? I don't want us to sit here and be dinosaurs, because there's also good stuff with the newer generation coming through the ranks. But is that a problem, that the newer generation are a bit, let's say it may be softer? They are not as they are not so diverse in the way they are as characters, as human beings. They are very many of them are a bit of the same. There's not so many highs and not so many lows. It's more of the same in the dressing room and on the pitch. They don't divide when they are the player and when they are the good boy in the dressing room. Is this a problem to get those characters through the ranks? Is it maybe too flat and they are not maybe tough enough?
Yeah, but you will always have the tough ones. But you have to don't stop them being tough. You have to let them be tough, and it's of course the society. It's good to be normal because then you are one of everyone. If you are different, good or bad, that's the tough thing. So if you are the captain, I always ask them, do you want to be a captain? Because then you have to be tough with your best friend, and when you play, and you are a goalkeeper out there, you have to be tough. You have to look tough, be tough, and we as coaches, I think we have to try to let them be themselves. I always want every goalkeeper I work with to be himself. I don't want to copy anything. And maybe there are too many copies now out there. But then it's not because of the football. Yeah. It's because of the life have changed.
The society have just changed.
Yeah. Because then you talk about the social media and everyone is on the phone, text, Facebook and whatever, and they tell everyone about everything. So if you're normal, there's no one to talk about. No. But if you are outside the norm and you are special, then there's a lot of things to talk about. And then if I'm right and talk about black and white, if you're on the wrong side, it's tough. Yeah. So being a good athlete, being a good football player, that can be tough. But if you are normal, that's a good place to be in. Yeah. Because you can you are like everyone else. Yeah. But it's when you are kind of outsider. But then again, as a goalkeeper, everyone know you are a goalkeeper. Everyone know it because you make a mistake. They will read it in the newspaper or they will see it on the TV. Everyone is talking about it. That then, you fail. You are shit, and you feel it. Yeah. You can see it. But it's. I think not that the goalkeepers are not special, but they are a little bit different in that they are. I don't say they are tougher, but they need to be tougher. Yeah.
Because stuff will happen in games that will test you as a person and test your character. Maybe in more ways than maybe an outfield player does. And even from a young age, even with my son now, he's 8. And even at that age, they see who's good, who's bad.
Yeah.
If there's a goalkeeper in goal who's letting in goals that maybe should be saved, even they are letting him know that, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I think if you start as a goalkeeper from a young age, you start building those small building blocks of your character until you play in front of thousands. So yeah, I think being a character and being tough as a goalkeeper I think the demands there is higher than the rest of the outfield players. Of course, they also have to be tough, but
But I think you need our club, Viking. We need to put the goalkeepers in front more, because then you will get players want to play in goal. and I think the new goal player role can be good. I think you have to let them play when there are goalkeepers playing a 7-a-side, when they are 10, 12, 14. Who care if they win or lose? Of course they do, and the coach want to win the game, which he shouldn't. But if you let them play, attack, when the team have the ball, and they can score goal, and they can save goals, they will love it.
Yeah.
But if they only have to be in goal, let in goals, and feel that, as you say, and when they turn on the TV, then they hear the commentator talking shit about the goalkeepers on TV, then they think, why should I be a goalkeeper? Yeah. They're always telling me shit. Yeah. So I will play as an attacker, because if I score 1 and miss 3, that's okay. Yeah. So we have to, as coaches, I think we have to try to change this a little bit, because it will not be better. No.
And I think also the way we talk about the goalkeeper from when they are really young, often there's jokes made on expense of the goalkeeper very often. And also if you see a goalkeeper in a different setting, even if it's if it's on a show or something, it's always very, very often is to mock the goalkeeper. And it's often like phrases said here in Norway, he's just a goalkeeper, and you want to be a goalkeeper. Or like if you tell a son that if there's 2 parents talking, he wants to be a goalkeeper. He wants to be a goalkeeper. Instead of turning it around and saying that being a goalkeeper is the coolest position on the pitch, and bring the goalkeeper into the light and talk good about the position, and that it's, if you're a goalkeeper, you're something different, you're special, because it demands something special of the guy or girl that plays in goal. I think that's really, really important, because if we, especially in Norway, want to have the world-class goalkeeper again. I think Jarstein was up there when he was named the goalkeeper of the year in Bundesliga. But if we want to have goalkeepers coming up from Norway on a consistent basis and level that plays in the highest and biggest leagues and highest games, I think the position needs to be brought forward and talked well about. And that's also in the normal conversations between parents, coaches, and don't look down and talk down on the position, but talk it up, and that being a goalkeeper is just as cool as being the striker. So that may be the next superstar. Instead of being the striker in Erling Haaland, it can be Jonas Olsen or something that is the goalkeeper and plays for City.
Yeah, of course. We have seen that before, but I think you need a strong number one. I mean, if Haaland had been a goalkeeper, or Ødegaard been a goalkeeper, then many young players want to be Ødegaard, Haaland, but with gloves. So in Norway, we need that number one, who everyone wants to be, because if you have, it's easier if you have success to create more success. So we need that number one. And if you look to Germany, then Neuer, they had Neuer, and many want to be Neuer. And we saw it when we look. If you go back to 2014, after the World Cup with Norway, Neuer, he was so fantastic during the whole tournament. And if you look at the goalkeepers the year after, they was look like Neuer, and they was play like Neuer, because they want to be Neuer. But then again, time running, and then they forget about him. But it was interesting to see the year after. It was Neuer playing alike, Neuer looking alike. Out. If you look at the players 16, 17, 18, when you're 19, 20, you are more like yourself. But they took the chances he took. He succeeded in it. But then again, if you look at Germany, then there's only one Neuer. So you can say why not many Neuers in Germany, but there's only one Neuer. Yeah. So it's not easy to copy. No, you have to be yourself. And when we work as goalkeeper coaches, we have to look at the person with the gloves and look at what he's good at, not at what he miss, because we have to look at both sides. But if we only tell him what he have to be better at, I think it will take a long time, and I think we maybe fail a little bit. But if you always tell him what he's good at, it's easier to be good at what you are weak at, because you bring in a more positive way of thinking. So you have to fool him what you will say, to think about what he's good at, because there's always a coach or a team. Not Guardiola, he needs special kind of goalkeeper. Yeah. But Joe Hart wasn't good enough for him. But he's still playing. And Bravo, he wasn't good enough for him. And he couldn't get Neuer. And then he found Ederson. He was good enough. So, but we're talking about the top football with the money, and they want to have the only special one with the special X factor. And what's also interesting to talk a little bit about is the height of the goalkeepers, because if you see Borussia Mönchengladbach, they sold Ter Stegen to Barcelona. And who did they bring in? A short one. Sommer. And then Bayern Munich have to replace Neuer. Who did they brought in? A short one. Sommer. And then Alisson left. Not Alisson, Man United. What's the name of the goalkeeper of Man United now? Onana, sorry. He left, and Inter need to replace him. Who did they pick? A short one, Sommer. And Sommer, he's one of the best in the position. So again, it's the X factor and how you present yourself in the goal. Do the job, but you have to do it your way, not another way, your way. And if it's good enough, then you are young enough, old enough, you are tall enough, and the size doesn't matter. You have to play the role in your way, because everyone have something to bring into it, and no one can bring everything. Someone is near to everything, but most of the goalkeepers, they are at the same level and the same good level, very good level. But it's the little bit of the X factor who brings you to this club or that club. But there's always a club. Always a club.
I think the stuff you say now is really important, because there's so many young boys and girls that is texting me on social media because they are so concerned about not reaching the height that is necessary to play at the pro level. So I think maybe they should draw a lot of inspiration from maybe a Jan Sommer that has made his way in the game while not being one of the highest ones, but he has picked stuff that has made him stood out from the rest, even though he's not high enough. So basically what we are saying is that you shouldn't worry too much about your height, but rather look at sources of inspiration and also what should you develop as skills to make it in the game.
Yeah, because the goalkeeper who have won most is the smallest one. That's Casillas.
Yeah.
He's a small one.
Yeah.
And he had won everything. And that's because, of course, he's good. He was very good. But the way he present himself, the way he was in goal, the personality. So you should think more about being yourself, and think more about the way you present yourself than being tall enough. Because if you are good enough, no one cares. It's have fun and train hard to be the best you can be. And there is always a club. There's always a club. But everyone want to play for the big clubs. Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Juventus, Liverpool, whatever. But there's only one goalkeeper playing there. And there are thousands of goalkeepers, and there are thousands of clubs.
Yeah.
So there is a club for you. There's a job to go to, but and then the Neuer history is interesting, because when he was 15, and it was in the Schalke 04, there was a big discussion of if they should get him a new contract into the academy, because he was the smallest one, was not high enough. And then they talked to his parents to try to find out how tall he should be. And they said, no, we can't allow you to do that, because if the answer is wrong, he will miss the love of football. And then they decide, okay, we give him a new chance, and then he's starting growing. And the rest is history. So don't make the decisions too early. Wait and see. You will never know what will happen in the future. You can be the tallest one, and you can be the best one, and be a small one. So it's only have the love for it, work hard for it, and get good coaches, and so you can learn, and then be tough enough to not be too normal when you play. Be yourself, and we as coaches, we have to try to let them be unique, let them be themselves, and then they will love the football. And we can't expect the press and the supporters to think the way we think. No. But we have to take care of our little family, and stand up for ourselves, and then maybe it can change, of course. But I think it's much easier to get top goalkeepers in a club if you have a top number one, and the club respect the goalkeeper position, and you go to the national team, top goalkeeper, and he is a little bit different than everyone else. Then someone want to be him or her. So I think that's the best way of getting up number ones, and so the young generation want to be them. Then you will have many more to come up. But then it's the respect to give. You give the goalkeeper, the person, the position, and you have to deserve it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you have to deserve it, and you have to live with the critiques and everything. That's a part of it. It is, so that's tough. Yeah.
I know you, because you're a big number guy. You have numbers on basically everything within especially for goalkeeping. How do you use? I know you talked to me earlier. We had the chat just off the podcast about you use like numbers to make the goalkeeper feel less stressed, but also how do you use numbers in the way you train your goalkeepers, and maybe the way you analyze the games that you play here during a season.
Yeah, I'm a little bit different than anyone else, but I say that's me.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, a Viking goalkeeper have 1,500 situations during a season, and I have written down everyone the last 7 years. So now I have 10,700 situations. And then I have looked into it, how many back passes, how many shots at goal, how many crosses, and everything. And the way I use it, it's when I plan the training, I know about the game, because if you want answers, look at the game, because the game will give you all the answers you need. So it's all about the game. It starts with the game and it stops with the game. So that's one of the things I learned from Frans Hoek again. The game, the match is the most important thing, and if you are on the top level, it's the most important thing is to win the game. And if you are on an academy system, it's not the same. You want to win it when you are in it, but after that, you continue working to develop. But then again, it's for me when I need to know why doing what you do. That's the way I use all the numbers, and I don't look at them every day, but it's kind of security for me to check that I do the right things.
Yeah, you have something to lean on.
Yeah, and it's not so much about the next opponent. There can be small tactical things, but you don't know if it will happen or not, because we analyze, and everyone does the same, analyze the opponent, and you think you know what they are coming up with. But as goalkeepers, we have to be prepared for everything, because an crossing opponent maybe will not get in crossing situations that day. So, and then you have to prepare for everything. And when I have the numbers, I mix it up during the week, make sure we have enough of everything. One example is, if I know we kick 35 passes during a match, Sunday, then during the week we practice 35, because that's the number. But if we play Wednesday games and Sunday games, then I know you will have 35 passes on Wednesday in the game. So then I don't do it that week, because then it will be overload. And if I know you have to dive 9 times in a game, and you will have 5 shots against you in a game, and you save 3 or 4 of them, hopefully someday you will have some clean sheets. Then I know how much load I should put in during the week. So you don't need hundreds, because why? But then you need repetitions on things that can happen during a game, not against the special opponent, but during games. Because the goalkeeper never knows. Sometimes your friends, your teammates can be enemies. You trust them, but they miss. So we have to prepare for everything. Not only the other 11 opponents. So you have to normalize everything and because it's not a hobby anymore. It's work, and it's you have to educate them like you educate maybe teachers, doctors, and tell them what's into the work. So the more you learn the players, the goalkeepers, about their work, the better they can do the work. So I can tell them today, we play that opponents, you have to save 5, and then we will win. Because we will score. And then sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not true. But then I can say to the goalkeepers during half-time, 2 great saves, but there's still 3 to come, he can say to me. And that means he trusts me. Yeah. And he trusts the way we work because he knew maybe there will come 4, maybe 3, maybe 1. I don't know, but it happens more than it doesn't happen. So it's and I think that takes away a little bit of stress, because then you know what will come, and normally, and it also tells them what we expect them to do. We expect them to, if you save 67% at average, it's good enough. You will still let in 40, maybe 45. It depends on the shots against you. But then again, if we have too many shots against us, then we have to look at the why. Can be the way we defend as a team, the way we defend back 5, goalkeeper and 4, or maybe the goalkeeper. How do he communicate? How do he is he in charge of the defenders or not? So we have to look into it, and the more you know, the better you do the job as a coach, but also a goalkeeper, because there's so much stress out there. So take away the stress. That's why I also work with concepts in the situation, how to deal with a situation. And then we make concepts out of it. And then if the goalkeeper stay in the concept, it should be better to cope with it. And if he fail and inside the concept, then we have to look into the concept. But also I say to the goalkeeper, if he fail outside the concept, then I will ask him, why did you go out of the concept to try to save that situation? And then he have to answer me. And if we stay in the concept and fail, then I have to face myself. Then we have to fix the concept maybe. And every situation is unique, of course. There's so you can't be 100% sure. Then you also have to change it a little bit, and then the football will change, new rules, work a lot with penalties. But then when the rule change, then you have to adapt to it. Yeah. And goal kicks, new rules. Okay, then you have to adapt to it. Then you have to change the concept. So it's, but that's make the job so interesting. It's always new things, and I've been in it for so many years, and it's I'm still hungry and still new things to come. Working with different goalkeepers, it's interesting because they need different things, and that's interesting too. So and then new season is starting. You finish this season, and then the pre-season. It's interesting. What can we do better as a team, and put it into our little goalkeeper team to adapt what the coaches needs. and the football. Is there something new trends to look at? So it's getting faster and faster. Everything. Yeah.
When you have numbers on so much, and also the way we analyze the opponent before every game that we play now, how much do you adapt your training towards the team that you're facing in the weekend? And also, is there always something that you want to practice during a training week? That's maybe some technical stuff, something that you want to do. That's the base. That's something that you build on, and then you take the rest from there. How much do you, prepare your training week and the training for the goalkeepers for the opponent, and how much is set week by week?
Not so much to the opponent, because if you look at, as I see it, a football match, it's almost the same. So I try to get many repetitions about situations that can happen in a football match. So you will always have set pieces. You will always have corner kicks, in-swingers, out-swingers. You will always have through balls, cutbacks, low crosses, one against ones, shots from the front, from the sides. So I think to prepare them for that, because for me it's getting the basic right. And if you have the basic right, it's much more easier for you to get a good result of your reaction. So if work with the positioning, so get in the right positioning, because if you are in the right position, then it's easier for you to read the situation. And then if you read the situation right, it's about skills. It's about skills. But if you're in the wrong position, you read the situation in a different way, maybe wrong. And then you will make a wrong decision. So decision, basic. So I will always during the week look at the technique one time, always, to get the goalkeepers feel well, but also for myself, because I hate for myself when we fail with the technique, because that's, I think, on me. If the goalkeeper make a wrong decision, I don't like it, but it can happen, because we all make wrong decisions. We can go out in the traffic, sitting in the car and driving home, and can we make wrong decision? Sometimes we are unlucky. Most of the time we are lucky. So it's because we are humans. And so if you do a mistake, I expect you to learn from it. And I say, if you make the same mistake 2 times, you learn too slow. You can't do it twice. 1 is enough. Then we have to fix it together. But there will come a new one. And then we have to fix that. And there will come a new one, and then we try to fix that. That's the part of it. But it's for me. It's if there is, if we play against your team, we work a little bit more with crosses, because we know they will come and we know which area they will come from. So to prepare, but then maybe it will happen or not, but maybe then it will happen in the next game, and you haven't expected. And if you play against another team, you expect maybe a little bit more through balls. So you prepare them for a little bit more through balls. but then maybe it will not happen because we knew, and the defenders positioned themselves a little bit deeper maybe, so it will not happen. But then we play against you, and then there will no crosses but through balls. But then we are ready for it because we have prepared earlier or always during the week. So making the 10,600 actions make me plan, I think, in a better way. Yeah. Because the football is football. Yeah. So it's same every Sunday, but different every Sunday.
Yeah.
So, but you have to be prepared of everything.
Do you think it's easy to maybe lose focus on the basic and also keeping the technique right when there's so much stuff within goalkeeping that you feel that you maybe as a coach need to touch, and during a week of training, you know, maybe at the highest level they maybe they play 2 games a week. Do you think it can be that maybe it's easy to lose touch of doing the basics and the technique right and getting enough repetitions during the week of training?
Yeah, that's I think repetitions is the keyword. But you will win something, and you will lose something. So if you have in Norway we have 2 or 3 goalkeepers and we have 1 goalkeeper coach, and the coaches want the goalkeepers to stay as much as possible within the team practice, and I can't blame them. And if we have a discussions, the team will win, of course. If you can put in more goalkeepers into the training, and then you can give goalkeepers number 4 and 5 to the team, and then you can stay a little bit longer with the number 1, 2, and 3 to practice what they need to practice. If you only have 1, 2, or 3, then you have to let them go to the team, and they will win something of it, and they will lose something for the same reason. And that's how it is. We go to the big clubs; they have training ground goalkeepers, which they use as training tools. But we can't do that. Not yet. Some days we can. But they go to the players. They go to school until they are 19, and we train when they are at school. And we can take them out of school once a week and some weeks 2 times. But we can't do it all the time because they will miss something from the school, and you never know what will happen. They need some education to fall back to if they don't make it. You will always win something with doing a thing, and you will lose something with doing that. So it's not easy, but you have to try to do the best out of it and stay positive with it, and think of what you win more than what you lose. Yeah, that's a way of thinking. Yeah. So there's always positive things to get out of it, but you will to stay too much with the team. Of course, you will lose repetitions, but you will have some match-like repetitions, which is good in some situations. Yeah. So you win something and you lose something. I don't stress that.
No. Kurt, perfect. We could have been sitting here for hours talking about goalkeeping.
Yeah, it's always nice.
It's always nice to talk about goalkeeping, but it's been a good chat. Good to
it's nice
to pick your brains. I know we could have probably sit here for hours, but
we have to do that another time.
Another time.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
And I wish you all the best. Besides the 1st of April when we play against each other.
Yeah, that's the start of the season. Should be a good game.
Yeah, of course. There's many that's been wondering why I train with you as a goalkeeper coach when I'm at home in Stavanger as a Salzburg 08 player, but we have known each other for 22 years now, for a long time. I'm 30. Yeah, I saw you when I was 12, I guess.
Yeah, that was a special history.
A special history, so that's why we can do it. So yeah, you've been a mentor for me for many years, and we've been having so many hours together training. So
the Goalkeepers Union is small but it's strong.
Yeah, small but strong. So perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.